big rut right now. Looking back at my portfolio, I'm seeing a lot of losses over the past probably couple weeks, maybe even a month. What would you say the best way to kind of get out of that? I mean, obviously I need to win more, but maybe even like a mental state I need to be in. What would you say about getting out of a kind of a rut?
So I heard a couple things. I heard portfolio, I heard ruts, I heard, I've been in this for a while. So define portfolio. I mean, why are you a mutual fund manager? Are you a hedge fund manager? I mean, if you're not, then you should not be calling it a portfolio, which again, a lot of people do. They'll say, I've got a portfolio. Well, you know what? You really shouldn't have a portfolio unless you have millions of dollars. And even then, it should be you should have almost a business-like approach to what do I want to be in? How am I going to approach this as a business? Therefore, diversify myself, but not to the point where I over-diversify. So you can't even get there to a portfolio level until you have one way to make money. So what I would say to the person that says I'm in a rut, I would say, define your rut. How long have you been trading this way? Or we call it, when you have slippage, or you have multiple ways that you're trading versus one way or a way. In other words, you're style drifting. You're not doing what you set out to do, and maybe you didn't even set out to do. And I think this is really one of the biggest problems is people don't look at trading and or investing as a business. And if you don't, you will lose money, and you will lose it fast, and you won't understand it, and you'll be confused, frustrated, all those things that I'm hearing from people regularly. So the way that you get beyond that is process. You have to define how you're going to behave in the markets, when you can behave, how much money you can risk every trade. And if you do that, things should start falling together.
And what do you think the best way to kind of see it as business in my own mind? I mean, I'm basically spending time at home on my computer.
Have you ever run another business?
I mean, I've worked many jobs, but I've never had a personal.
So you never had a lemonade stand? Well, I mean, in a lemonade stand, you have to have a table, you have to have cups, and you can have different variations of that, right? And those are all costs. There's a cost. Now, when we were kids, Mom gave us a lemonade, so that wasn't even a cost. But in real world, that's a cost. You have to have your goods, your cost of goods. Your time is added to your cost of goods. It's no different in the trading business. Before you can make money is, what am I leaving that could make money by spending time here? So what's my marginal utility? How long should I spend at this craft until it becomes a business? If you don't start with that in mind, as far as how do I make this a business, what are my costs? Well, I have brokerage fees, I have commissions, that's obvious. That's pretty generic, that's pretty fixed though. We can know based on how much we trade. I have my P&L, so that adds to my bottom line of am I making money or not. I have the cost of having a computer, a proper computer, but not too much, but not too little, just the right amount. We'll talk about that in another video. I have data fees that I have to pay for, which are cheaper and cheaper every year for the retail trader and investor. I either have to have an office, or I have to do it where I'm doing it. There may be a cost to that. Is there a cost to my family? Am I taking time away from them to try this? And if so, is my family involved in this as a business? Am I sitting down with them and saying, hey, this is a business. If I'm successful, I'm going to have liberty, I'm going to have freedom, I'm going to be able to come coach you in every game, Billy, I'm going to be able to see Susie's dance performances. Oh, those are great byproducts of that business. But if I don't sit down with everybody, everybody's going to be frustrated during those times when I'm frustrated and I'm not making money because I don't have a process. And if I haven't looked at it as a business and really put a kind of a cutoff, not only in dollars risk, but time risk. You have to know kind of what your end point is. And you may not know that in day one or month 3 or maybe even after a year. But at some point, you have to say, you know what, this is not working. I'm not succeeding. Either I have to step it up and spend more time, which again has its downsides, or find a mentor that can spend an hour with me or can spend a day with me that can really shorten my process. It's no different. Consultants are out there in every business. They can help you avoid pitfalls and things that are out there in the business. But there are true costs. And if you don't look at it that way, if you don't look at what are my cost of goods and what is the upside of my time, you can look at it by an hourly wage, you can do it by how much money I have to risk, but you have to be realistic in how you set that process up. And it's really important. Most people just come in and go, I'm going to make money. And unfortunately what happens often, people get involved in markets or investing during bull markets, right? Everybody's smarter than me during the bull markets. I say this all the time. During a bull market, you can be the dumbest monkey, fish, carp ever and make money if everything is moving up at the same time and you just throw a dart and buy something. It is that easy. Not most of the time, but at times, and that's usually when people get sucked in and start thinking, I am so good at what I'm doing, yet they have no process. They're literally throwing a dart and lying to themselves and lying that they have an actual business. You could go out and try to sell flooring products, and if you've never done it and you don't know what it costs to find those distributors and the marketing, the dollars to open your store and hire salespeople, I mean, how are you going to start a business? This is no different. You don't have salespeople, but you have to turn a profit. How do you turn a profit? You don't just throw a dart at a stock or a future and expect to make money. It doesn't work that way long term. So if you don't have a process that can make money in an up market, in a down market, in a flat market, then you're screwed. And that's really what I want to drive home today, is that this is a business. Look at it as a business. Focus your time and effort. Do a P&L. How much time do I have? When do I have that time? What are my risks besides losing money? Is my wife going to be pissed because I'm looking at charts all night? Are my kids going to be pissed because I'm not at their baseball game because I've got to look at charts? I got to do my homework. Well, you either have to work that out or it's going to fail. You have to, and you also have to get buy-in by your significant others, your family. Otherwise, you will also fail. I've said this for years. If your partners in your family aren't with you, your business will fail. Whether it's a carpet business, whether it's an ice cream shop, whether it's trading, they have to be on board. It is a family business in any business that you run. As always, here at the 5-Minute Trader, we welcome all your questions. Send us an email. Anything that you're thinking about that we haven't touched upon may be coming in a video. Believe me, we've heard many, many questions, but please keep them coming. I don't care how silly, stupid, dumb you think it is. Send it to me. I'd love to answer your question. And as always, if you'd like to spend an hour with us, click on the button on the website. If you want to spend a day, we have that offering also. I'm not going to hard sell you. You'll know when you're ready to make that move. In the meantime, keep busting it out there, keep grinding. Trading is fun. Have fun with it. Make it simple. Make it your own. And have a great day. Peace. 5-Minute Trader.